His pace has been exposed again. They could be in for another one. And he made it 3-0. What is happening? We're falling apart. The fans are going to be singing Ben HD out in a minute. So guys, welcome back to another episode of the Preston North End career mode. Thanks for all the feedback on the first episode. I'd say we had a pretty successful one last time round. So as you all know, we won our first game of the season and we are still in the transfer market for a few players. So we'll go over there now and look at some of the suggestions that you guys had. So I did mention that I wanted a winger. Kyle Edwards was one name which popped up a few times. I think could be a decent option for us, you know. I've still not completely forgiven him for that dive at Deepdale last season, but moving past that is a good option at only 22 years old. Will definitely be an improvement on Billy Bowden. Josh Sims from Southampton was another good shout that you guys made as well. Left-footed as well, which I quite like about him. 23 years old, I think he'd be a decent option to come in on that side. Obviously, Randall Williams, another option as well for Onyedema. I think I'm going to go after a winger first of all, because that's probably the position that I'm going to put the most amount of money into, and then we can get sort of a striker, sort of a young and upcoming striker, and a secondary goalkeeper. Not too much money needs to be spent on them. So really, I'm between Sims and Edwards. We'll see how much each of them cost. We'll go in for Josh Sims first, approach to buy, see what Southampton are saying for this one. I don't know why they would, but we'll go ahead and see if they wanted Billy Bowden as part of this deal, obviously. I don't mind Billy Bowden in real life, but he's just so injury prone. See if Southampton will budge on this one. I'd imagine he'd be valued around 2 million, so I'll go ahead and put 500k on the table as well, see what they're saying to that. So, okay, they're not interested in Billy Bowden, not too surprising there, but they want 3 million for the player, which would take up pretty much all of my budget. I can't do that, but I could squeeze to about maybe 2 million or something like that. We'll just go over 2 million and see if they can be tempted. Okay, so they are coming down a little bit to 2.6, and we can adjust the wage budget a little bit to get a bit more of a transfer budget to go after some other targets. But even 2.6, I mean, that would be a record transfer fee paid for Preston North End. We'll go up to 2.2 maybe, see what they say to that. I really like the look of Josh Sims though. I think a left footer on that side could be really effective. 2.4, see what they're saying to that. We're trying to get... Okay, so they've accepted that. For the wages, I'm a little bit worried that he's going to want like a ridiculous amount. We'll offer him an important first team player. He's probably going to want crucial, but okay, so he's happy with an important first team player. Okay, and in terms of the wages, he's only wanting 14 grand a week, which I think is pretty reasonable. So we'll go ahead and accept that, and we have made another signing. If we are going to use a system with wingers, I think he fits in quite well to it, obviously. On that right-hand side, left-footed, so can cut inside. Got an abundance of pace about him. Great dribbling as well. I think if we can train him up a little bit, obviously, he's only 23 years old. He'll be a really effective player for us moving forward. I also wanted a backup goalkeeper as well. Here were 3 of the standard options that you mentioned last time. So we got Alex Bass from Portsmouth, Christian Walton from Brighton, who was obviously out on loan at Blackburn last season, and obviously Nyland from Aston Villa as well. I'll ponder those 3 goalkeepers for a little bit, but let's head into our next league match against Coventry. Go guys, into our second game of the season up against Coventry away. We started that really well against Cardiff. We'll try and continue that into this game. Josh Sims is going to make his debut out on that right hand side, and I have given him that number 7 shirt. Obviously we've loaned Tom Bayliss out, so that number 7 shirt is available. Gone to a 4-3-3, DJ Pirro and Brown in midfield. We dropped Ryan Ledson from last time. Obviously we're playing with that diamond, but Coventry like to play 5 at the back. They've had a bit of an indifferent start to Championship life in real life, but we'll see if we can do them on this career mode. If we want to be top 6 at the end of the season, these are the sort of games that we need to make count in the end. And the away kit on FIFA really is looking nice. It's grown on me a little bit, but Coventry got an early chance here as Bakayoko races in on goal. We managed to get back here, but Bakayoko is going to recover it if he can maybe get a shot away. Bauer's just about holding him off, but he's got it into the back of the net, and this was not the start we wanted. Great finish from Bakayoko, you have to say. That was poor defending from me, but we've got a bit of work to do from here now. Bakayoko is pulling away from Patrick Bauer once again, whose pace really is being exposed here. Bakayoko could be in for another, and he has made it 2-0. 12 minutes into this game where we are having an absolute shocker here. To be fair to North End, in real life so far, we've been decent at coming back from goals behind. You know, we were 2-0 down away at Brentford. We ended up winning that one, scoring 4 goals in the second half. We're relying on something similar in this game because it has been a slow start to the game so far. We've not even been in their box yet. Oh no, Patrick Bauer. His pace has been exposed again. They could be in for another one, and he made it 3-0. What is happening? We're falling apart. The fans are going to be singing Ben HD out in a minute. Coventry here could be in for another one, and they made it 4-0. They've turned into prime Barcelona, and this is absolute humiliation for North End here. Jay with a corner as the last bit of action from this half. It's a decent delivery, you know. Alan Brown does pull one back. It's 4-1. Can we salvage it from here? We got a very big second half coming up. It's half time and I'm going to have to change something. I'm going to bring Ben Pearson off and leave Brown and DJ as a midfield too. Bring Shawnee Maguire up alongside Emile Reese, and hopefully that changes something going into this half. Just got to press them high up the pitch, and hopefully they run into a few mistakes like they have done there. DJ, can he take this? Oh, he blasts it over the bar. It's not going for us at the moment, is it? Sinclair will look to check back on himself onto his stronger right foot. If he can find a pass in somewhere. Brown, get it to Sims. Sims on his debut. Can he chop inside and finish? Oh, it just goes wide of the post. It's not happening for us. There's a nice little bit of interplay from us here. If Maguire can finish it. Oh, he puts it wide. It's just not falling for us. Need to make this scoreline a bit more respectable. And Maguire's put another one wide. He can't finish his dinner today, can he? Oh, he should be on a hat-trick by now. And that is full time. We've been humbled here. We've been absolutely slaughtered by Coventry. Their pace going forward ripped us apart. Second half, we had the chances to get back into this, but it wasn't falling for us at all. Maguire missed a handful of chances in that second half. I mean, realistically, the match stats paint a picture here. Coventry have had 4 shots, 4 on target. They've all gone in. We've had 7 shots. Only 1 of them was on target. Shot accuracy, 14%. We need to have a look into this. We've got a cup game coming up next against Newport, so hopefully to take our mind off the league action, we are going to switch the team up a little bit, give a bit of a chance to some of those players who haven't played so far this season. I mean, John Story is someone who could be taking the place of Patrick Bauer after that last game. We're going to go ahead and simulate this one, so that's the probable lineup that Newport are going with. Another 5 at the back, which we really struggled with last time round. We'll see if we can get a result this time round, though. We have won by 2-1, so we are through to the next round of the cup. Paul Gallagher and Jaden Stockley with the goals in this one. And we have had a transfer offer for Ben Pearson from Burnley. They're offering 6.5 million, which is his value. Obviously, he's only got 1 year left in his contract, but I mean, I really don't want to be selling Ben Pearson. We're going to have to try and tie him down to a new contract, but for the time being, I'm going to be rejecting that. So we've got a game coming up against Stoke next. I'm going to shuffle around the team a little bit. We're going back to this diamond system that worked well last time round. We're going for pace up front of Barkusen and Sinclair. Brad Potts is going to come into central midfield. I might start training him as a centre mid because I don't see him as a right mid for us going forward. And Jordan Story is going to come in place of Patrick Bauer, who got absolutely ripped apart last time. I mean, Jordan Story's got 67 pace. Patrick Bauer's here chilling with 32. The bounce back is very much needed in this one. Obviously, Stoke, we did lose to them in real life 1-0 at Deep Dell. We'll try and make amends to that like we did with the Cardiff result. And we have shuffled the team around a little bit. I'm hoping that will give us a little bit more impetus going forward. You know what? We have been decent from corners so far. DJ's going to whip this one in into the near post. Brown gets his head on it. Oh, the goalkeeper was in no man's land then. Oh, that's a nice bit of play from Stoke here, who are in and do take the lead in this one. Oh, it's going from bad to worse for North End. It was a nice ball over the top. McLean with some skills, and then the finish on the end of it. Stephen Fletcher with the goal for them. Honestly, we need to start games a lot quicker than this. Oh, it's a nice bit of play here. DJ slips in Barkusen, who should finish this time round. Oh, Jack Butland makes the save and tips it wide. Can send Barkusen here. Surely he's got the beating of Danny Bath. Or he could find a nice ball into DJ. One more over to Sinclair, who shot the finish and makes it 1-1 before half-time. I've got to say we needed that goal. We were a little bit on the ropes against Stoke so far, but Sinclair gets us back into it. DJ with another assist. Hopefully we'll get back into it from here. Pearson switches the ball nicely over to Cunningham on this left-hand side, who's got a whole bunch of space. If he can cut it back for Potts. Potts, nice little roulette. If he can get his shot away, he can, but it's straight at Butland. Oh, that's a nice ball into Fletcher, who's absolutely done Ben Davis there with the footwork. I never knew Stephen Fletcher had that in his locker. We're going to have to come from behind once again. It's a lovely ball from Klukas, and then look at that from Fletcher. That's outrageous. I mean, we're going to have to change something. I'm going to try out Josh Sims maybe in that number 10 role. See if he can offer us something. I'm also going to bring on Maguire. He did miss a couple of sitters for us last time, but he does get into some nice areas. This left-hand side, Cunningham's got an absolute acre of space down here. What can he do? Greg. Pulls the ball back for Sims. Sims, can he take it? Yes, he can on his Deep Dell debut. Josh Sims gets us back into the game. It's a lovely link-up between our two new signings, Cunningham and Sims. We're back in this game now. I feel like that number 10 role could suit him a little bit if he's got sort of DJ and Brown playing off him. Space opened up on the left-hand side. Cunningham got it in, and then what a strike that was. Butland stood no chance. Could there be one more chance, or is the referee going to blow up here? We're right at the end of this game. Maguire sends in Scott Sinclair for the last action of today's game. Sinclair goes ahead and wins it in the 93rd minute. Scott Sinclair makes it 3-2 to Preston. The Stoke players fall to the floor. This was an absolutely exhilarating game. We came from behind twice to go ahead and win it in the last moments of this game. Scott Sinclair, he comes up with these moments of quality. It's a nice ball through, cut open the Stoke defence. Jack Butland didn't know where to go. That's a great finish. I tell you what, we needed that one after the last game against Coventry. Very nice finish from Scott Sinclair into the far post. And that will be that. We've gone ahead and got our first win of the episode. It wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll take that every day of the week against a good Stoke side. So unbeaten at Deep Dell so far this season, just need to sort out this away form. Some of you guys last time round did quite rightly mention to check out the Youth Academy. We've got one absolute worldie here, Isaac Nelson, already at 16 years old, 65 rated, has a potential to go all the way up to 94. He could be the answer to that Ben Pearson long-term replacement. So we're going to go ahead and promote him to the senior team, and then we'll leave these three just to develop for the time being. So Scott Sinclair has now completed his training to be moved to a striker, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're also going to train a few other players in different positions. So Alan Brown I want to be a central midfielder. He plays much higher up than a DM. Brad Potts is another one that I want to change. He's just not got the attributes to be a winger on this game, but could be quite an effective central midfielder. But into the last game of today's episode, we're going up against Luton Town, who, as you can see, they are currently 23rd in the league. So I'm not going to jinx it this time. Hopefully we can see these off, but we've not been too good away from home so far. In terms of the lineup, I'm going to make a couple of changes going into this one just for fitness and things like that. You can see a couple of people on the bench are struggling with it. So the sharpness for some of these players isn't too good, but we're going to be bringing Ryan Letton, Brad Potts, Josh Harrop and Tom Barkusen back into the 11. So it is a wet and windy away night at Luton. We'll see if we can do this and hopefully get our first points on the board away from home this season. I think a fast start for us in this one. We need a defensive performance more than anything else. Fisher is the free man out wide if he can whip this one in. Far post for Harrop maybe, who gets a head onto it and it just falls wide of the post. DJ into Harrop. Harrop can find the ball for Reese. Reese for his first goal. Yes! Finesses it into the bottom corner and Emil Reese is off the mark for the season. It was a nice little bit of interplay in the build up to that one. Lovely ball there through from Josh Harrop into Emil Reese, who keeps his composure in front of goal. 1-0. Letson does really well in that defensive role to win the ball back, and we could be onto an attack moving forward here. I've got to say Luton have looked pretty open defensively so far. That ball out wide there for Fisher. Fisher, if he can hook this one back in. Oh, the goalkeeper's made a bit of a mare of that one, and Emil Reese-Jacobson will finish it for his second of the game. Does well there. Luton absolutely all over the place at the back in this one. We've taken our opportunities well. It's another good ball in from Fisher. The keeper makes a bit of a mess of it, but Emil Reese is there to finish. Oh, that's a decent ball forward there, and they punish us. That's what Luton can do. One chance, and it's Mpanzu. Always a good play from them bursting forward from midfield. Josh Harrop done well so far, but I'm going to introduce Josh Sims into this one, I think, and I'm also going to bring on Shawnee Maguire for Tom Barkusen as well for a little bit more going forward. It's a nice little tackle there from Brad Potts. As we'll look to burst forward, he's got Sims out wide here. Sims, who's got a real burst of pace about him. He's going to be looking to cut inside. I think that Luton know that, but Josh Sims, can he get onto his left foot? He does. Oh, he just goes over the bar, put a little bit too much on that one. Luton are by no means out of this game just yet, and he will get another chance. Collins squares it for Monker. Oh, Declan Rudd makes a good save. And there we have it, 2-1 in the end. Luton definitely gave us some nervy moments towards the end, but hey, I'll take that at the end of the day. It's back-to-back victories after that absolute horror show against Coventry at the start of the episode. And so at the end of today, we are sat 4th in the Championship on 9 points. So I think it's been a fairly good start so far. 4 games, 3 wins and a loss, 8 goals scored, 7 conceded. Sheffield Wednesday atop of this table. If this was in real life, they'd obviously be on 0 points and have that minus wiped out. But Sheffield Wednesday and Watford are the two sides to catch at the moment. If we then look at the bottom of the Championship, it's Wycombe, Luton and Huddersfield currently occupying the bottom 3. Huddersfield, who we do play in the next episode. But like I said, guys, that will wrap it up for today. So thanks so much for watching. If you are continuing to enjoy the Preston career mode, then make sure to show the support and hit like on the video, and also stick around and subscribe for a bit of regular Championship content. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.